The Jewish Week on JN1.
We're better to start our special report on the Jews of Belgium than here in the Diamond District of Antwerp. It was more than 100 years ago that the Jews came here and built up this industry, and today they still play a leading role. Our first stop today is going to be to meet the man who single-handedly launched the colored diamond business, those pink, yellow, and red gems that have become the crown jewels of this business. Eddie Elzas has been part of the Jewish circle at the Diamond Exchange for almost 50 years.
The community here, of course, you have the Hasidic, which is one bunch. Then you have the free Jews that will dress like me but wear kippah. That's another bunch. And they all live in harmony because actually they have only one big boss. So there is no problem.
Eddie grew up in Antwerp and fell in love with the beauty of colored diamonds in the 1970s when they were worth almost nothing. His passion resulted in the Rainbow Collection, the world's largest array of diamonds in dazzling hues. The 353-carat collection, estimated to be worth more than $100 million, has been exhibited all over the world. Eddie's success story is just one of many from Antwerp's Jewish community. Many Jews, most of them Orthodox Hasidim, took the diamond industry to new heights after the Second World War. Family-owned businesses allowed them to preserve their religious lifestyle. Today, the 20,000-strong Ashkenazi Jewish community of Antwerp still has a decidedly Orthodox feel, even if religious Jews are not the majority. Some call this neighborhood Europe's last shtetl.
There's a big togetherness here. There are a lot of social organizations here, uncountable number of synagogues, a very vibrant Jewish life.
Today, Jews no longer lead the diamond business. Indian dealers now dominate the industry from capital to cutting to selling.
Most people are now moving towards real estate and everything around real estate. We have our own plumbers, electricians, people are training to go into different areas.
The decline of the Jewish diamond industry has also led people to move to Israel.
You have entire classes who make aliyah at this moment, and also members of the diamond industry. So the connection is very big. It is one of the closest relationships between a community and Israel in the world.
With 30 synagogues and nearly a dozen schools, strong Jewish institutions are the strength of the Antwerp community. 90% of children here receive a Jewish education. 300 boys study at this Hasidic Bell school.
What's interesting about the Antwerp community is that Yiddish is still the most important language, which isolates the community more than you have anywhere else in the world.
Down the street at Hafi's Deli, optimism about the Jewish future in Antwerp runs high. Owner and chef Moshe Hoffman's booming business goes well beyond the borders of the community. He says 65% of his clients are non-Jews who come to feast on his kosher Ashkenazi dishes, like kugel and stuffed cabbage.
We never had some problems with, let's say, vandalism or anti-Semitism. Never, it's nothing written on the wall, never on the window. Really, we have a good, Jewish people have a good life in Belgium.
But others disagree, arguing anti-Semitism in Belgium is far from gone. It's just being expressed in new ways.
What is more frightening that it has become a little bit fashionable to criticize Israel in a way that when you listen to it, it's in fact criticizing the Jewish identity. So before you were anti-Semite, now you're a political activist.
In Brussels, where another 20,000 Jews live, community leaders have similar concerns. Journalist Yossi Lemkovich, a leading member of the European Jewish Parliament, has seen a trend growing.
There is also an extreme left anti-Semitism that has its roots in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. You know, they are importing the conflict, so Jews are assimilated with Israel.
A Belgian watchdog group says anti-Semitic incidents jumped up 23% in 2012. There were 80 incidents of physical attacks, vandalism, and online threats. The growing Muslim population has exacerbated the problem. Official statistics show 1 out of 4 people in the Brussels area are Muslim. Estimated at 800,000 members, they now make up 7% of Belgium's population.
Why is there a need to secure schools, Jewish schools in Belgium, in Europe, like 70 years after the Holocaust?
A steel gate surrounds this Jewish school in Brussels. Armed guards man the doors. It's the largest Jewish school in the capital. 800 students are enrolled from kindergarten to high school. Director Lucien Gouzi says students are unfazed by the standard security measures. He prefers to focus on giving the kids a solid Jewish education.
Our 12 and 13-year-old students will go this year, for the 9th year in a row, to Poland and Israel and visit the concentration camps. This is just one example, but day after day, class after class, our projects allow the students to reinforce their identity, to meet each other, and to prepare them in the best possible way to be citizens, Belgian Jews, here.
The Genenu school is traditional, not Orthodox. The Jewish community here in Brussels is less religious, less visible, and less cohesive than the one in Antwerp, but no less Jewish.
The Jewish community has always been there to defend Israel and Judaism, and that's something very extraordinary.
Rabbi Gigi is especially proud of how the Jews of Brussels helped Israel airlift Jews out of Russia and Ethiopia. Here at the majestic Great Synagogue of Europe, the rabbi receives EU leaders. Today, his most urgent concern are new attempts to ban Brit Milah, or the Jewish ritual of circumcision.
It's false and unjust.
Despite the challenges, Jewish life and culture are thriving in Brussels, as in Antwerp.
The philosophy of this museum is first to explain to people what are Jews, that we are nice citizens from Belgium, that we have been helping the development of Belgium, that we are devoted to our kingdom.
This Hebrew tombstone shows Jews were in the area as far back as 1355. Other records mention Jews already here by the year 1200. In the 16th century, Marranos, or clandestine Jews, took refuge around Antwerp following their expulsion from Spain in 1492. Surviving discrimination and pogroms in the Middle Ages, Jews later helped shape modern Belgium.
When the first king, Leopold I, started in 1830, he had to really to develop Belgium from scratch. And by chance, he had on his side the Rothschild family, the Bischofsheim family, the Castle family, all the big bankers, and these bankers really helped Belgium to be built up in all the fields.
On the eve of World War II, over 70,000 Jews lived in Belgium, including 20,000 Germans and Poles without citizenship. Hitler's invasion of Belgium in 1940 sent the Belgian government into exile. Just 2 years later, 45% of Belgian Jews were rounded up and deported, all with the help of local officials in Brussels and Antwerp.
We are very docile with the German occupation, and they didn't resist much to the instruction they received.
More than 25,000 Jews deported from Belgium died in the gas chambers at Auschwitz. It took 70 years until 2012 for the Belgian government to admit and apologize for the state's role in deporting those Jews to their death. An enlarged Holocaust museum has just opened in the nearby city of Mechelen, where Jews boarded the trains to Auschwitz.
Every member of the community has lost someone in their family, and for some, their whole family perished.
Radio Judaica is another pillar of Jewish cultural life in the capital. For nearly 35 years, it has helped forge the Belgian community's strong identification with Israel, while also covering Jewish history, tradition, and art.
When a Belgian politician wants to say something to the Jewish community, he passes through Radio Judaica. So today, like the slogan we wrote 34 years ago, Radio Judaica has become the voice of the Jewish community and all its friends.
Despite its small numbers, the Jewish community of Brussels is poised to play an important role in the Jewish world. That's because of what's behind me. The European Union has its headquarters here in Brussels, and that gives Jewish leaders access to politicians from across Europe. Belgian Jewish leaders can try to fight and defend for issues that are not only important to the Belgian Jewish community, but the European Jewish community and Israel. Of course, the Belgian Jews have already played a big role in the founding of the European Jewish Parliament, which also has its home here in the capital. From Brussels, I'm Jordana Miller reporting for JN1.